The Sopranos didn't just change television, it taught TV how ambitious it could be. This is Tiny TV Tidbits, The Sopranos. Running from 1999 to 2007, The Sopranos revolutionized television by ushering in its modern golden age, or the prestige drama era, if you will, shifting TV from an episodic formula to a more cinematic, complex, serialized storytelling. Without The Sopranos, there's no Breaking Bad, there's no Mad Men, and there's no Game of Thrones. In fact, The Sopranos helped popularize the morally ambiguous anti-hero. Tony Soprano became the template for the likes of Breaking Bad's Walter White and Mad Men's Don Draper. But it almost wasn't this way. You see, the show's creator, head writer, and executive producer, David Chase, originally conceptualized The Sopranos as a feature-length film. One of David Chase's initial pitches in the mid-90s was to the Fox network, where they toyed with the idea of Australian actor Anthony LaPaglia in the lead role as Tony Soprano. If The Sopranos ended up on network television, it would have been heavily censored and vastly different from the groundbreaking series that we thankfully received. The series was ultimately picked up by premium cable network HBO, where it would be allowed to become a dark, profane, violent television drama that just wouldn't be possible on network television. So, who is going to fill the big man's shoes? Well, in addition to Anthony LaPaglia, there's a long-standing rumor that Ray Liotta was approached to play Tony Soprano. But that's not true. David Chase did approach Liotta, but it was to play Ralph Cifaretto, a role that would eventually go to Joe Pantoliano. David Chase's first choice for the role was actually Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band guitarist Steven Van Zandt. But Steven's wife was an actress, and he knew the struggles of a working actor, and he did not want to take an actor's job. So Chase wrote the role of consigliere Silvio Dante specifically for Steven Van Zandt. The agent of the late great James Gandolfini, God rest his soul, saw an opening for her client during the show's development. So she did what any good manager would do. She had David Chase over for Sunday dinner and got James Gandolfini's VHS tape in his hands then. The next morning at 11 a.m., David Chase called her back, saying, "All right, here's the deal. I think he's brilliant, but I have one concern. Is he threatening enough?" Taken aback, his manager said, "If you said to me, he's a little chubby, he's losing his hair, I'd understand. But is he threatening enough? This is your guy. And remember, if life gets too heavy, there's always gabagool at midnight."